right, this example is from section 5.4, and we are extending our ideas of properties of logarithms. So this is the first example we're going to look at, where we are using multiple logarithms. So we are going to rewrite this single logarithm as multiple logarithms, and you'll see that on page 4 of the notes. So we are really just, another way to say that is expanding this logarithm. Now when we expand, we're actually doing the opposite of what we are usually doing in math, because we're usually simplifying or condensing, but in this case we have to break it up. So this is how I think about it. We go through our normal order of operations. When we simplify, we go this way. So I like to think of it as going backwards through the order of operations, because we're breaking things up. So this is parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide in order from left to right, and add and subtract in order from left to right. So these are kind of my checkpoints to make sure that we are breaking this up in the correct order. So the first thing you can see that we ask is, do you see any subtraction or addition signs? And you can see very quickly that we do not see either of those. But the first thing we do see is division. So we want to use the quotient property here to break up the division into subtraction. So we have log base A of the numerator, x squared y to the 5th, minus log base A, this is a z to the 4th. And so we use the quotient rule to break up the division with subtraction into two logarithms. Then I check my next order of operations, and we see if there's any multiplication going on or any products, and we see that there's a product right here between the x squared and the y to the 5th. So we're going to break that up with addition. That is the product property. So log base A of x squared plus log base A y to the 5th minus log base A z to the 4th. And then we look at our order of operations again, and there are exponents. So we're going to use the product property and bring all of our exponents out to the front. So we have 2 log base A of x plus 5 log base A of y minus 4 log base A of z. And there's a couple things, and I went ahead and boxed it, but there were no parentheses, so we didn't need any distributions. But a couple things to point out. When we originally looked at our logarithm, we had 3 bases. So we had an x, a y, and a z. So it's interesting to note in the end we had 3 separate logarithms that each have its own value. Also to note, this is going to help you with homework 5.4, numbers 5 through 12, but there are about 2 or 3 more examples after this you're going to want to watch before you go do that homework, because we're going to do a couple more of this, because you can see that was pretty involved.